Our next writer is very mysterious. All he has given us in his biography is that his name is Thomas Kareem Johnson, and he has the ability to read. I think we're all going to feel very fortunate today that he is able to, because he is one of our writers. And please come to the podium now, Thomas.
Yeah, I wrote that. That was like 3 years ago I wrote that. I didn't know they was going to be using that statement. But I want to say Professor Coynihan, that's what it is. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Actually, I work with 4-year-olds too at my preschool. Oh. And that's why, it's just funny because this is their logic. That's how they think. Loud noises. Anyway. But basically, pretty much everything I'm going to read, the first probably 3 or 4 poems, has to do with stuff that I went through growing up as a child or whatnot. And, I grew up, I'm from the Bronx, from the Morris Heights section. It's near High Bridge, 176th Street, University Avenue. And, I went through some things, came there to live with my mom after I came out of foster care. And when I came back to live with her, we still had a lot of issues going on or whatnot. So, I started to write about things and, get a chance to express it. And then I have actually a poem too that I published when I was 12. And one of my little short stories, I was trying to write children's stories in the 6th grade, and they put it in my yearbook. So, it's 6th grade grammar, so you're gonna have to kind of work with me or whatnot. But the first poem is a poem about just different events that I've seen in my building growing up, and it also deals with my faith in God. All right. Hold on, let me turn to. All right. The heavens, it's wonderful and wishful, beautiful and blissful. It kisses my eyes as it caresses my mind, pulling on my spirit so my soul can rise. Past this hurt and this pain, where men, they are living for gain. Without God's love, we just living in vain. And I was 2 years old when I was taken away. Heard the knock at the door, I wasn't expecting dismay. I saw the police at the door. They said, he's coming with us. 1 cop and 2 social workers. It was their job, so they must. The cop at the door, my mom was arguing with him. The social worker peeked their head in and signaled for me to walk with him. Now while I'm running down the stairs, but as I look back, the cop is restraining my mom as she's yelling, bring him back. The heavens, it's wonderful and wishful. It's beautiful and blissful. It kisses my eyes as it caresses my mind, pulling on my spirit so my soul can rise. Past this hurt and this pain, where men are living for gain. Without God's love, we just living in vain. He was shot in the hallway when he was taken away, crying for mercy, hoping to see another day. I was watching cartoons when I heard his screams. He was crying for mercy, hoping it was a dream. Cold chills ran through my veins as he was begging for his life, like he was begging for change. But the gunman's attitude seemed unfazed. His mom was in the hallway watching her son about to be slayed. As he pulled the trigger, she yelled, "Don't take him away." The heavens, wonderful and wishful, beautiful and blissful, kisses my eyes as it caresses my mind, pulling on my spirit so my soul can rise. Past this hurt and this pain, where men are living for gain. Without God's love, we just living in vain. His love, it was falling like rain, hanging on the cross with clothes bloodstained, pleading and crying, fighting for our undivided attention and affection, power in your resurrection. In our sins, our spirits decay, so you gave your life so I wouldn't be taken away. So that's my first one. Okay. hard time reading with stuff, this thing. All right. The second one, okay. I apologize if some of it might come off a little sad or whatnot. But it's just stuff that I want to express. The second one just has to do with just stuff I did in my neighborhood. The way that I felt growing up. It goes, just a sensitive kid in a harsh place. The only thing in his mind is he just want to escape this place of disgrace. He just hates how men hate and they kill and they steal with hearts harder than steel. Sadness inside is big like the abyss. It's inside that he cries. Needs a hugs and kiss, but his mom's is blind to the way that he feels. Harbors hatred inside. It's your heart that Satan steals. Alone in his mind, and it's time to find a way to describe inside. Describe and his scribe, but he tries not to lie to himself. He can't cry. Why try? So he tries another outlet, playing ball with the older guys. Driving down the court with frustration on his face, anger in his heart, they moved out his way and wait till he came down so they could take the ball away. Because they thought he would miss, but he would make it, they would really be pissed. Because undoubtedly, he was doubted by everyone but his teachers, his believers. Because this kid found solace in writing short stories of fiction and glory. They believed in his dream, saw the talent that was there, so they pushed with some steam, tried to make him consistent like a flow of a stream. But when things seemed to become too obscene at home, he would lean on his dream or go outside and rollerblade. It felt like freedom, and you would see him rolling down 176th Street with broken blades, with no brakes to stop. He would roll into the intersection hoping the cars would stop. With each flexing of his calf muscle, his pain would flop, till he's exhausted. Then the tears would drop. And that was the second one. All right, now the third one is one I do all the time. And yeah, once again, I apologize if it's too sad. I'm smiling, but it doesn't reflect the emotion of the poem I'm about to do at all, so I don't know why I'm smiling. It's like an adverse reaction. All right. All right, poem about, oh yeah, this is a poem about my father. I didn't grow up with him, blah, blah, blah. I wanted to know who he was, so I went out and I found him back in 2003, and he's living upstate New York, and he had all these kids. He didn't know where any of his kids, this man didn't know where any of his kids were. So the same method I used to find him, I went and found my brothers and sisters, spread out across America. It's like, what's going on here, you know? But anyway, I wrote this when in 2005 for a talent show. What didn't he stay? What did he leave? I mean, it was him who gave me the ability to breathe, the ability to read. All right, just tell me the truth. Does he hate me? Has he even thought about me lately? I felt so hopeful when I wrote you that letter, asking myself, will he write back? Man, he better. My bones is feeling weaker than my self-esteem. No one to teach me how to dodge and weave. And I was cheap, spending 2 food stamps a week, begging people for quarters in the supermarket, stealing Slim Fast and quarter waters. I was growing up to be your bum, Pops, just like you. And you wasn't there when I was in the shelter. And you wasn't there when I was slashed in my eye. And you wasn't there when I was fighting in my building. And you wasn't there when I was taken away. And you wasn't there to help wipe my tears away. And you wasn't there to take me to the beach on the sand. And you wasn't there to teach me who I am. But when I studied the Bible, I understood Christ. When I got baptized, I saw the light. Now my Father's here, always with good news. And because of him, now I could forgive you. All right. That was that one. All right. Okay. This one I wrote in the 6th grade about my father. You know, I was kind of separated from my emotion. You know, you don't realize that you feel a certain way, but you do things or you say things and you don't know where it comes from. And then when you explore yourself, you realize, wow, you know, I'm not resolved. And I don't know, they just asked us in my school to write something and about a poem, and this is just what came out. I wrote a poem about my father. It's very, very short. It's like a couple of lines. And this is in the Anthology of Poetry by Young Americans, 1996 edition. Thomas Johnson, age 12. I was so sad that my dad wasn't here. Every day and every night, I wonder, was he really here? I know in spirit that there, up in the shadow, he would appear. He came and left, leaving me in a speck of a mess. I'm sorry, that's my first time reading this since like, that's funny. That's mad short. Yeah. That was a very short one about my father, and this is great. Now, this is a short story I wrote when I was trying to be a children's story writer. That ain't go too well. I'm gonna read it straight out my yearbook. The parts that's not damaged. Okay. All right. The name of the story, and please, this is not copyrighted. Don't steal my work. No. It's called The Red Kite, and it goes like this. One sunny afternoon, sorry. I've read this in a long time, wow. One sunny afternoon in a little town far away, a young boy named Timmy was sitting outside on the porch. Timmy had no friends. He always went to school, and when he arrived there, the kids would tease him. But on this afternoon, little Timmy was playing in his backyard when a strong gust of wind blew him off his feet. When he got up, he looked on the ground and saw a red kite. Timmy picked it up and said, I will never leave this kite out of my sight. From now on, this kite will be my best friend. Timmy lived up to his word. On one occasion, he was going to a store and a bully walked up to him. He said, Hey, shorty, give me your kite. Timmy tried to run, but the bully had his arm. He snatched the kite from Timmy and he pushed him on the ground. Then Timmy started running. While the bully ran, his feet became tangled with the kite's wire, and the kite got stuck in a tree. The bully flipped over and hung upside down. Luckily, the wire was holding him up so that he wouldn't fall. Timmy ran to the tree, untied the bully, retrieved his kite, and went home. So you get in the picture. This is a real mysterious kite. He just randomly tangles people up. Okay. One morning, when Timmy was crossing the street, a drunk driver was heading towards him, but he did not see it. A strong gust of wind blew the kite's wire out of Timmy's hand. The kite flew and stuck to the windshield of the car. The driver couldn't see, and he ran into a lamppost, flipped in the air, over Timmy, and hit a fire hydrant. Amazingly, the kite flew right back into Timmy's hand. Timmy called the police. They arrived and opened the door of the car, lifted the driver, who was miraculously unhurt, and they took the driver to jail. A few days later, the major news story spoke of a wild tiger. A few days later, the major news story spoke of a wild tiger who was on the loose, and the public should beware. As Timmy's walking home from school with his kite, the wild tiger jumped out of the bushes and started charging at Timmy. The wind blew the kite out of Timmy's hand and wrapped around the tiger. The wild tiger struggled to get out of the tangle, but he couldn't. Timmy called the zoo, and the zookeepers came and took the tiger back to the zoo. They gave Timmy a cash reward of $1,000. A minute after that, a group of kids came over to Timmy and said, If you want to be our friend, get rid of the sissy kite. Timmy screamed, No! This kite is my friend. And after the kids left Timmy alone, and the red kite was a true friend. as I read this story in retrospect, I realize, dang, he's gonna have antisocial issues because he chose a kite over human friends. All right, I had to rewrite the story. Well, yeah, that was it though. Let me just put this back. All right, so that was it for me. Thank you.